This is Alex Saraki presenting Product Take-Back Regulations in the Electronics Industry, submitted to Professor Wayne Bates, Class CE590, Evolving Trends in Corporate Sustainability for WPI Graduate School of Engineering. In this presentation, we'll be looking at a quick introduction, then looking at the current electronic take-back regulations, non-government organization involvement, manufacturer involvement, and finally, my conclusions. Product take-backs are essentially the recycling of products that have reached the end of their use for a consumer. It is usually done for potentially environmentally toxic or non-biodegradable products, but it is also done so that manufacturers can recapture some of the value. Currently, quite a few manufacturers and retailers of electronics now offer product take-backs due to the environmental, social, and economic benefits that can be seen, though it is important to remember most are just complying with the regulations from the government that mandate their compliance. As an environmental engineer, product take-backs are important because of its impact on pollution and also the sustainability of industrial processes. The biggest issue currently, however, is the fact that a lot of consumers aren't recycling their electronics. With less than 10% of our estimated e-waste, including electronics and semiconductors, being recycled, according to the Journal of Occupational and Environmental Health, there is a great margin for improvement with public awareness and acceptance. On the state level, roughly only half of the states have regulations on product take-backs. Most just enforce producer responsibility for end-of-life disposal, but some state laws are different, allowing consumer fees to be charged or even mandating manufacturer education. Even though more and more states are beginning to pass legislation, the states are doing a poor job making their regulations public knowledge, whereas the EPA regulations continue to be broadcasted online and through NGO sources effectively. NGOs such as the Electronics Recycling Coordination Clearinghouse and the National Center for Electronics Recycling that work with the EPA, in addition to NGOs like the TIA and the Electronics Take-Back Coalition, all keep very up-to-date information that is easily accessible to the public. The ERCC and NCER supply updates on regulation changes and news pertaining to electronics recycling and product take-backs, in addition to providing lists of recycling center locations and dates, times, and locations of e-waste drives. Similarly, TIA offers consumer education initiatives that are also e-waste drives, and the ETBC supplies very specific product take-back information and incentives for retailers. Overall, the NGOs do a lot of work to increase product take-back participation. Because most businesses need to make a profit, a lot of them only comply with the state regulations if they need to, and for the same reason, a lot of the companies don't broadcast their product take-back schemes very well, or will only do it for a fee instead of for free. Some manufacturers such as Apple or Dell, however, have been going above and beyond to provide free and even rewards-based product take-back schemes. These companies are also beginning to market their schemes to increase profitability. The marketing of product take-backs as a business strategy is referred to as reverse logistics, where the goal of a manufacturer is to have as many of their products returned so that any remaining value can be recaptured through recycling, in addition to ensuring the proper disposal of their product. There are some issues with the reverse logistics, however. The concept of downcycling, or the way that the quality of a material such as metal or plastic is decreased through recycling, is a concern with so many toxic and non-biodegradable materials being used. As such, the solution to these issues come from implementing sustainable practices, such as using sustainable materials, designing with the end in mind, and in turn keeping raw materials more pure, which leads to more quality through reuse and also less disposal overall. In conclusion, product take-back schemes affect all three factors of sustainability, and as an environmental engineer, this is important because our profession is the sustainability of all processes with future generations in mind. So, remembering that the goal of sustainability is very important to product take-backs. By recycling and also redesigning the way that products are made to make recycling more efficient, will ensure that we see benefits from economic, social, and environmental sectors. Finally, the future is a sustainable mindset. Acting to keep product design friendly for the environment and designing with the end-of-life recycling in mind, nationwide compliance really is possible. The research for this presentation was gathered from sources such as the International Journal of Occupational and Environmental Health, the EPA, and the book Cradle to Cradle by W. McDonough and M. Brungar.